So I'm Elena Shahir. I'm a
Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. I've got Raina over here.
Hi everyone.
And we're going to be answering some of your really juicy assumptions. So the other day we asked you guys to send in some assumptions about dental, uni, dental students, dentists in general. And today we're going to be answering it. So this is part 2. Part 1 is already up on Raina's channel, so make sure you go over there and subscribe and like that video. And now for part 2. Are you ready?
Let's just do it.
So the first assumption is we have good pay as soon as we finish university.
It's not as much as people think.
It's not terrible, to be honest. It's probably more than your average Joe.
Like you said, it's definitely above the average and it's a decent amount of money, but also we have spent 5 years at university, so there is a lot of debt that comes with that, and repaying student finance and all of those things that come with the cost of coming to university for 5 years. So it's kind of relative to that. Your first year out of university, the pay is not absolutely amazing. Like, it is good, definitely you can live on it, but after that it depends on your skill and like what kind of treatments you do as to how much money you get after the first year.
I've always been told that if your salary doesn't at least double after the first year, then you're doing something wrong.
I'll keep that one in mind, thanks.
I don't know. Let's hope that's true. So the next assumption is you avoid sugary stuff.
Here's me thinking about all the sugar that I've had this week.
I think once you know how everything works, like sugar-wise, and teeth decay, good one, Elena. Tooth decay. I think you realise how to like work around it. So it's okay to eat sugary things. It's just when you eat them and how you eat them that stops you from having rotten teeth.
And how often you eat them. It's the frequency, not the amount. Actually.
Good one.
Here's some oral health advice.
Third assumption is that we have to basically not mind looking into people's mouths all day long and not mind disease.
Yeah.
I think that's a given. I think definitely
that is literally the first step in treating a patient. So I feel like if you can't put your hands inside someone's mouth, it's probably not for you.
When I first was getting into it, like in first year, looking into like each other's mouths on clinics and stuff, not just in our house for fun, but like on clinics, it was a bit weird. Like, it was a bit strange, like putting your fingers in wet mouths, but you get over it.
Yeah, like you definitely get used to it quite quickly, and I just feel like the more patients you see, the more used to you get with all the different kinds of things that you come across. Like, some of it's not so nice, you can't really do anything about it. It's just part of the profession.
I think the only thing at this point that kind of grosses me out is if a patient like vomits. Have you ever like had a patient where they just like been sick, or is that just me?
You know what? No. It's just you.
So I'm not even joking. Like, in the last like term. Oh my god, I can't. In the last term, 3 patients in not my patients, but 3 of the patients in my clinical group have they've been sick in the chair.
Was it like, were they having impressions or something?
Yes. Yeah. The fourth assumption is that you don't have time to socialise.
Not true.
False.
Next.
Yeah, literally next. Like, it's so false.
I think that obviously, you know, the course is demanding and like there is a lot of content, but at the same time, it's kind of what you make of it. And if you make time for yourself and make time for other people, there's definitely lots of time to socialise. You know, you do get like half days off, full days off here and there, and yeah, just, you know, use it and make sure you do actually see other people and get that time together.
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously it's been COVID everywhere, so we've not really been able to see our friends apart from literally on clinics, but you know, you can't really socialise much on clinics. But before COVID, like, life as a dental student is pretty damn lit.
Just what you said there, like, I don't think I've seen more than half of my whole year group in the past year because of Corona, which is kind of sad. Like, I don't really know what people are doing because we get put into our clinical groups now and we don't get to mix with anyone else, so.
The next one is dental students have really bad back pain. Yes. I do. Jesus Christ, my back.
Wait, do you
Yes.
do you have a
Like, I literally feel like an 80-year-old woman and my back is always hurting. I think when I used to wear loops, it was fine.
Wait, you stopped wearing loops?
Only because when we first went back onto clinics in September, the only way we would be allowed to wear loops on clinics was if we had like a full like visor like over our loops, and I didn't have that, so I just stopped wearing it. And also like for the majority of stuff we've been doing just pros and dentures, so it's not something I would massively need them for anyway. Oh my god, I'm getting triggered. Okay, next assumption is, are dentists real doctors, and do they get called fake doctors by medics? In short, yes, to both. I think, yeah, dentists, we do get the doctor title before our names, which is kind of cool, but the real doctors, as they may call themselves, would not agree that we would necessarily deserve that title, which is a bit sad.
Right, I've never personally had anyone say to my face that like I don't deserve it or that I'd be a fake doctor.
I have.
But like, I feel like you've had a very different experience to me. I mean, maybe because my boyfriend is a medic, so I don't know if that kind of bridges the gap a little bit. I have heard that before, like I have heard, you know, what is it about dentistry that kind of means that you get the same title, like you're not learning about the full body kind of situation. You know, at the end of the day, we are all part of the healthcare profession. Gotta keep those bonds strong.
Like, the amount of time someone said to me, when I say someone, I mean like when a medic has said to me like, oh, I didn't realise dentistry was a 5-year degree, like, what is there to learn about? Are there not only 32 teeth? At some point in your 5 years, you will learn like anatomy head to toe and like biological systems of your body. But obviously we do focus mainly on the head and neck. So it is obviously a little bit less intense. So the next assumption is that dental school can be really stressful and it's really easy to fall back and behind on practical stuff. I guess it is a bit stressful at times, especially during exam times.
Yeah.
But practically, like, you don't fall behind practically because you do it whilst you're at uni. It's not something that you can just like catch up on at home. So it's definitely hard to fall behind practically.
I think I found my first year particularly stressful and my third year. Like first year, everything was new to me. There was just a lot of content that I was kind of hit with. I didn't really know how to revise and the best way to learn. And like I was trying to make friends, I was trying to fit in, I was trying to live by myself and be independent, try to learn all this anatomy as well. And then third year, we kind of do the full body and like all the systems. So again, there was a lot of content. So yeah, there's been stressful periods of time, but like on the whole, everyone gets together, helps each other out, and you do get through it eventually.
So the next assumption is that you need to have really good manual dexterity before coming to uni, and if you don't, then you just shouldn't bother. Don't come. Definitely wrong. I think you need some degree of manual dexterity. Obviously, if you enjoy art or if you're especially sporty, that would really help, but nothing beyond that. They're not expecting you to be literal dentists before you even get to uni.
Yeah. I mean, I always say to people, just having a willingness to work with your hands, and maybe you've done something to kind of develop it a little bit through your application and that kind of thing, but like you don't need to be like a grade 8 pianist. A lot of my friends and a lot of people I know at dental school have never done anything with their hands before dental school, and there is no like difference in skill there. Like we are all on an equal playing field. So yeah, definitely don't worry about like having to do all of these things with your hands. Like just show them that you want to learn and develop that skill.
The next assumption is that the workload is harder than A-levels, but the content is easier.
Oh.
I don't know about you, Rainier, but like A-levels was literally the worst time of my life.
Yeah, I think A-levels are really, really hard. I think the reason why dentistry might feel a little bit easier is because we've chosen it and we're actually like interested in it. Whereas at A-level, the subjects we kind of just have to do and get through them and not necessarily enjoying what we're learning.
Yeah, and I think the pressure of you need to get 3 A's to get into dental school that literally kills you off. Whereas once you're at dental school, once you're in, you're in, and it's totally fine. Like all you need to do is just make sure you pass everything and just go. There's no need to get like 90% or 100% to get through to the next year.
Your expectations of how well you do really do get lower. You are then like aiming for that 50% pass rather than, you know, the like 80%, the 90%, because it's just not realistic anymore.
If you don't get like 80-90% on your first exam, do not be disheartened, because I know I was, and I think everyone in my year was. The next assumption is that dentistry is a cop-out version of med school. school. There's so much like drama. I personally disagree.
Yeah, I mean, dental school is hard. Like, contrary to what people might say, I'd say it's not the content, it's like the responsibility side of managing patients and being given much bigger responsibility and having to treat someone, and you're in the mouth and you've got a drill and things can go wrong and it's a very high pressured situation. I'd say that's the side that is difficult.
I think people need to get out of the mindset medicine versus dentistry. They're two different things. You enjoy one or you don't. Like, you don't have to enjoy both. There's no competition, they're different things.
And they're both 5 years at university. They literally have the same requirements to get into university. So it just doesn't make sense. Like, we have people that have chosen dentistry over medicine. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. The next assumption is that all dental students are super smart. I think dentistry is a lot about like soft skills, like how you talk to people, how you manage patients and behaviour and things like that, as opposed to how well you can remember a filling is made out of, you know.
I feel like that is quite important as well though. Yeah, I think the practical side of it is where things are a little bit different, but you know, we are in 5 years of dental school, everyone is going through the training and we're all going to graduate because we're all safe and we're all up to the standards that the GDC want us to be.
I mean, let's hope that I graduate.
Yeah.
Who knows? The next assumption is that dentists choose dentistry for the lifestyle.
Ooh.
I think people think like we own like helicopters and stuff. I think if you really want a luxurious lifestyle, there are many other degrees and other fields that you should consider, because dentistry is hella stress, and you know, fine, you might make more than average, but it's, you know, it comes at a cost. It is really stressful, and I definitely don't think that we go into it for the lifestyle. Like, it's just not a thing.
Yeah, so what I would say is, like, on the flip side of that, actually dentistry does have a pretty good work-life balance. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that is something that did appeal to me when I was applying medicine. Potentially that is lost a little bit, but in dentistry you do get to have a 9 to 5 lifestyle. You can work more if you want, but I kind of really value that about the career.
You are self-employed, you can literally work whenever you want. Oh, okay. The next assumption is that dental school doesn't actually prepare you for the job.
You are doing 5 years, so you do get a lot of experience, but dental school can only teach you so much. I think you are going to learn the most on the job, because it is such a hands-on career, and there is a lot of investment that goes into doing courses after dental school, and you carry on learning for life as well. So yeah.
So the things that we may not necessarily get taught at uni are kind of like the financial side of things. Like, we don't really get much information on like how to set up practices, or you know, how like the NHS runs, how to actually like see 20-30 patients a day. Like, that is the biggest thing that I'm afraid of. You at uni have one morning session and one afternoon session. You can book in max 2 patients in each session, so that's what, maximum 4 patients a day, and you have to go from that, which is an absolute maximum, to what, like 20-30 patients a day. So I think that time management is a bit crazy, and that jump is a bit crazy, but like Raina said, you do really learn everything on the job, so hopefully it won't be too bad.
And I think that you don't really learn about certain areas as much, like implants, dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, because we do work in the dental hospital where it's NHS based.
Definitely. The next assumption is it requires hand skills as well as strong muscles to pull out those canines. It might surprise you all. You don't actually need to be strong to pull out teeth. It's all about technique.
Yeah. Do you know what? This was a massive assumption of mine before dental school. When I did work experience, I remember seeing the dentist do extractions, and I wasn't quite sure how it happened and what was going on, so I was like, oh, they just must be really strong and that's how they can pull all the teeth out, but it's really in the way you kind of use the forceps and the technique.
My 5-foot flatmate can take out teeth, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
The last assumption that we have is that you cannot have a job on the side of, you know, your university degree. Side by side, I personally haven't, but I definitely know a lot of people who have.
I don't have like a kind of stable stable number of hours of a part-time job per week, but I do casual work for the uni, like open days, events, like helping out with the dental school, things like that. So it's kind of like as and when work. At the moment, obviously, like I'm kind of helping out with interviews and doing like mock interviews for dental schools, which are taking up a lot of my time. So I know it's doable. If anyone is wanting a part-time job, just go for it. Like, it's just time management and making sure to make time for yourself as well.
It is literally all about time management. I think obviously work less during exam time. Obviously, I would say as well, like, prioritize your studies.
If you can pick up casual jobs as well, that's really good, like kind of picking and choosing your hours maybe.
Actual union, the university union, like the university bars and things like that, they will have really, really flexible hours. Obviously, they literally just hire university students to work for them, and that just means it's really flexible. So just make sure you know what's around you.
Yeah, and university jobs pay really well.
That is so true. That is so true. But anyway, you guys, that is the end of the video. We hope you've enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed making this video. This is so much fun.
Yeah, I did.
Make sure you check out Elena's channel.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Make sure you check out part 1 as well on her channel and subscribe and like and all of this good stuff. But I think that's it. I will see you guys next week. Elena probably won't be here. She's probably got some other stuff to do. But see you guys all next week.
Bye.